for another session of the Entourage Hour. I'm your host, Damon, and joining me is my co-host, the First Lady of E&E, the
First
lovely
Lady.
Asia. That's right. We bring you a weekly broadcast that showcases local talent while discussing relevant issues that affect society. All right, First Lady, let's know what's on the plate for tonight.
All right, y'all, we've got some special guests in mind tonight. We've got some DMV artists locally here that we're going to be interviewing, and our hot topic of the week tonight is going to be marijuana, the legalization of it, the pros and cons, and we want to hear from you. Make sure you follow us on our Twitter page at the Entourage Hour. That's at Entourage E&E on Twitter, so you can follow along with the discussion, give your opinions, your views, and we want to hear from you.
We want to know what you think, people. Let us know.
All right.
The topic of the legalization of marijuana is a hot topic since the two states, Colorado and Washington State had legalized. You have the results from that 6 months later. And there are more impacts to this than just simply legalizing weed for recreational use. Currently, right now, we have a prison system that's overcrowded and that has 2.2 million people in it. Half of them are there, 50% of them are there, for non-violent drug offenses. What do you think about this, Miss Asia?
Well, personally, I do agree with that in the sense of the fact that we have the prisons overcrowded with people going to jail for nonviolent crimes like selling or distributing marijuana. Or even using. Getting caught with it, whatever
right.
you may have. And in essence, we have more things that we could be doing with these people in society, because once they get out and they try to reacclimate into society, you find problems because of the fact that you have that history, that past of being locked up, the negative the negative connotations
right.
that come along with that. For something that is a recreational use, it's a medicinal use drug. Right. It's not a harsh drug that people are, robbing people, shooting people, stabbing people
right.
over. So we want to kind of just explore both sides of this element with the legalization of marijuana. And you tell us what y'all think.
Let me just chime in right quick before we go to our artists and our talent right here. I personally think that drug use as a whole, not just marijuana, is a social issue. It's not a criminal issue. It is a social issue. If you look at countries like, Amsterdam and such, where it's totally legal over there, they have very little crime associated with drugs. So the notion that somehow if you lock up everyone who's using drugs or involved with drugs, you'll somehow make society safer, I think is a fallacy, personally. Our two guests tonight, Young Boss.
We've got DC's own Young Boss here, and he's representing Say No More Entertainment. I'm going to go ahead and let him introduce himself and tell the fans who he is and what he's here to do.
If y'all don't know, y'all should know by now, man. Y'all know me, YB, a.k.a. the Turnip King of DMV, Young Boss, representing Say No More, that's S&M.
Okay.
And all I do is represent myself and the DMV. That's it.
I like it.
Okay, so Young Boss, tell me, who are your musical influences and what would you associate your style with for
What's
listeners?
your perspective? That's what we do. What's your music perspective?
It's funny because every time I do an interview and they ask me this, it's crazy because I say myself. Because right now, like as of now, I hate the music that's out.
I can understand that.
I'm being honest with you. I really hate the music that's out. I don't
like
turn
that.
the radio on.
Right.
I'd rather listen to R&B to listen to the bullshit that's out.
Right.
So, but before then, of course, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z. Before 5-6 years ago, it was Lil Wayne.
So hold on. So you're more like how we feel, and we used to love music a lot more before we felt like it kind of devolved into this big commercial scam that it is right now.
If you want to call it a commercial scam, then you can call it that.
That's how.
Well, hold on. You give us your opinion. What do you think it is?
I just call it lullabies. Bullshit.
Okay.
So what is it that turns you off about it?
Because none of it makes sense. Everybody making up their own words. It's no vision. Like, you can't picture or understand what they saying. Like,
exactly.
If I can't put myself in that scenario, then why the hell I'm going to listen to it? You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? Like, okay, the beat might go, but damn, I'm saying, what you saying? I don't understand nothing you saying.
I don't understand your message. I don't understand what you're saying.
Chicken and mayonnaise. Like, I can't eat that shit.
Right?
I'm being for real. Like, that shit don't make no sense.
Why make a song about it? I don't even understand the purpose for it. It serves no purpose to me.
That's just me.
Okay, so in your quest and what your personal venture is in the game, what type of artist would you classify yourself as, and what type of fans are you looking for to gravitate towards you?
I classify myself as the artist that you want to be if you're an artist. I classify myself as the person that you want to be. So I speak upon the people that, you know what I'm saying, that's in society. So whatever you go through, if I went through it, I'm going to speak about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I wake up.
So your music reflects your personal experiences and your personal take on life.
Yeah, if I got to wake up and drink sugar and water, that's what the fuck I'm going to talk about.
Right.
You know
right.
what I'm saying? That's just that.
You know, and I got a problem with so many of these artists that come out, and I've said this before. I've said on the show, you guys have heard me complain about it. And I like to be entertained. I think the whole purpose of music or anything entertainment is to be entertained.
Exactly.
But I do have a problem with people who fabricate all this crazy shit and they just put it out there like it's theirs, and then you have a younger generation or even, you know, same age generation, whatever, who hear it and somehow they assume that, oh yeah, that's that life. I have to live that life.
See,
and this person's not even living
that's
that
what
life.
we get it misconstrued. It's not about what you say. It's about how you say it.
Okay.
You can say your ABCs in a rap and it sound good as shit because the way you entertain it, the way you emphasize it.
It's the wordplay.
Yeah. It's your style, it's your flavor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Wayne could say whatever the hell he want to say and somebody else say it, it don't sound right.
It don't sound the same. Exactly.
It's all about what you know what I'm saying? It's all about how you say it, the swag you put behind it.
Yeah.
That's where everybody fall in line. Everybody want to be followers. You know what I'm saying? DC got this thought shit going on and all this.
I still don't even know what
Tell
that
me
means.
about
What is
it.
a thought?
Oh,
What is a
Lord.
thought? I'm sorry. I hate to show my age here, but I don't even know what that means. What is a thought?
Be honest, I don't know.
Describe a thought. Like, what does it stand for? THOT. What does it mean?
Hold on, we
Is
got
it an
some people over in the
acronym,
background
or-
over here. Come on over, get on the mic.
All right.
Come on over here, get on
Don't
the
be
mic.
afraid. Just
Don't
share.
be afraid.
Absolutely.
Don't be scared.
There you go.
I guess they gonna
Hello?
say ratchet.
Get
I
on
don't
this
know.
one right
There you
here.
go. Sit down. Have a seat. Explain. Enlighten me, please.
First of all, who are you? And we would like to introduce you to the show.
Oh, how you doing, everybody?
Okay.
My
Welcome.
name is Twin, you know, from Uptown. That's
Welcome,
my
Twin from
style.
Uptown. All right.
So, thought means that hoe over there, just
Yeah.
so y'all
Oh,
understand.
that hole over there.
There you go.
Oh, okay. You opened up a whole new world to me because I had no idea what it even meant.
Yep,
I just saw people sharing on, Facebook and calling people thoughts, and I had no idea. I was like,
That
are they
whole
saying
video,
hot and
I'm
spelling it?
understand-
Or?
I'm just what I'm trying to understand. Just how like Beyonce came up with Bootylicious, ain't nobody understand that. Where
Right.
did thought come from? Thought ain't come from DC. Thought
Right.
came from somewhere else. So why we using somebody else's term? DC had their own style, had their own swag. We got go-go. Everybody else ain't got that. So why you gonna sweat somebody else's style?
Right.
Thought. What the fuck is thought? Thought the honors. Thought
Right.
the nigga speaking another language now. I see like I got French. Thought the honors. Thought. That shit sound dumb. Real life,
I
that
feel
shit
like
sound dumb.
communication is a huge part of the human experience. And I think that not just, as black people, just as young people in general, they lack the skills to communicate. The thought problem what you're talking about is, like you said, it's like they speak in French. I hear someone talking to me, I have no idea what you're saying. I have no idea what you're trying to tell me.
Okay, so Young Boss, I got a question. With your music, do you feel that you're relevant to the DC or the DMV scene, or do you want to be set aside from that and establish yourself as your own artist?
You know me better than a lot of people know me. Like I'm cocky and facetious at the same time, but I'm humble. So I feel as though I'm more than relevant, because I'm gonna talk about what you want to hear me talk about. I'm gonna talk about what you don't want to hear me talk about. Why? Because that's what I live and that's what I go through. So you talk about pack, I smoke that. But guess what? I'm gonna put it in a positive and negative way, but I'm gonna make the music sound good.
Okay, well,
You
going
know?
back to that pack and the thought and the positive and the negative aspects, since tonight's topic is the legalization of marijuana, the pros and cons, how about you give us your standpoint, the pros
Where
or
do
the
you stand?
cons?
I stand on both sides, to be honest with you.
And tell
Okay.
us why.
Because it's the same the way it's going to be. Me personally, I'm gonna speak for myself, nobody else.
Right.
I'ma still do me. I'm gonna go out on my porch and I'm gonna smoke and do me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But the negative is our generation. I'm gonna speak for myself. Our generation is gonna go out there and smoke in front of people's faces just because they know it's legal, and that's that inconsiderate bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't be done.
Let me ask
They feel as though they can blow it in people's face just because it's legal.
Just
nah,
because.
you don't need.
Let me ask this question. You're not talking about the underage because it's illegal to sell to anyone who's under 21. So you're just talking about people in general, right? Not even just underage people.
No, I'm saying people in general.
People
like you
in
said.
general. So let me ask you this. At one point, alcohol was illegal, and there's still laws that regulate where you can do, and you can't do it while you're driving. You can't sit up there. I can't go outside right now and go drink without being pressed out by the police or receiving a summons of some kind or a citation. So what's the difference between, say, the guidelines on alcohol and where you can use it versus the difference of marijuana where you can use it. Say that the law is as it is now. You can't use it while you're
That's
driving.
because
You can't
the
be having
guidelines
it
not
used.
set in yet.
Was not?
That's because the guidelines not set in yet. Trust me, they coming.
Well,
There were
we have-
guidelines in place when marijuana was legal. You know, before alcohol during the prohibition period, there were guidelines in place where marijuana was, you know, it was a regular use thing. You know, it wasn't until someone demonized it, and when you had President Nixon that came into office with the war on drugs, that people started getting the stance on all drugs. It didn't matter whether it was marijuana, heroin, cocaine,
Right.
whatever the case may be, but they gave that negative association with it. And the facts have been proven. People, nonviolent crimes based off of people using marijuana versus people drinking alcohol, doing harsh drugs like heroin, cocaine, etc., things like that, you don't see the same numbers with marijuana. People want to use marijuana and give the excuse of the gateway theory, saying that, you
The
know,
study
people
data
that
doesn't show
smoke,
that.
saying that people that smoke marijuana end up graduating onto
right,
harsher
right.
drugs.
And what the
That
study
has
data
not been
doesn't show.
proven. That
Exactly.
has not been proven. So,
Exactly.
what do you think about that, YB? As far as, do you think marijuana opens the door for people to go on to harsher drugs, or do you think those people already had a predisposition to
Right.
go into those harder drugs? Like people that come from a background, you might have had, you know, family
You may have
that
a
was
trait for
addicted to
alcoholism, addiction in
or,
general.
you know, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, to me personally, it doesn't open or close the door because you're going to smoke and do what you want as a person.
Personally, absolutely.
know,
I agree with you 100%.
You know, you got people out here that make 6 figures a year and do cocaine.
right.
And you don't,
They still
don't hear
function.
about it. You don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
And they
they
still
still
function.
function.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know how to control their substance.
Mm-hmm.
So weed is not going to open or close the door. It's just
You
what
either,
you do
so you
with
basically
it.
saying you either can handle your shit or not.
Yeah, see, weed, what people fail to realize, weed is for the lower, you know what I'm saying, community. It's for the people that's poor because
Right.
that's what we can afford.
Right.
That's what we use to get high.
Right.
Instead of cocaine, we know we ain't going to cheat ourselves with nothing else. We're going to smoke that.
Right.
And that's what we choose to smoke. So guess what? We can't get a job. We can't function. We can't
Exactly.
go to school. So
Well,
that's what we're going to do.
We do have 6 months of data from Colorado and Washington State. And from that 6 months of data, they've done over 30, you know, sting operations trying to find them selling drugs to underage, you know, people. And none of them have come up with anything. In fact, Colorado in the last 6 months, they've gained like 220
revenue
million
alone,
revenue,
yes.
220 million
Well, shit,
dollars.
they need to do a study on me. Give me a test. I tell you, I pass that shit right now if I'm high.
Okay, so I got another question then. Now that DC has legalized recreational use of marijuana, what do you think that is going to hold in store for this
The
the
impact on
nation's
society.
capital in general?
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
Absolutely.
more violence.
You think so?
Because our generation can't get money the way they supposed to, because first of all, we can't even get jobs as it is in society
Right.
because who's moving in. And you know what I'm saying, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or racist because
Right.
the white people that's coming in. You
Right.
know, black people can't get jobs, so we do what? We sell drugs. We go to, you know what I'm saying, selling weed. Weed gonna get legal in Walmart, so now people gotta pay taxes for it. Damn, I can't sell weed now, so what else I'm gonna sell? I'm not gonna sell coke
See-
because that's gonna give me 15 to 20 years. So now look, it's all they're gonna do is cause violence because everybody now
It's competition.
Look at the past 6 months. I don't know, but I can
Right.
guarantee you robbery done went up. I can guarantee you that without looking
Actually,
at
like
it.
I said, when you look at the data from Colorado and from Washington States, their crime has gone down.
Yeah.
Their violence, all that has gone down. It has all decreased. It hasn't gone in the other way. And I would like to just throw this out there. If you have 2.2 million people in jail, half of them, which is 1.1 million, are there for nonviolent drug offenses, the majority of which is marijuana. I'm sorry, but I personally think those people were able to come home, you would fix a lot more problems than you would create. Because you have a lot of people who spending time behind bars now in an overcrowded penal system that don't belong there. And then all you're doing is making them better criminals.
I mean, I think it all depends on where you are, too, at the same time. Because
Right.
Washington State is nothing like this place right here.
There's
The
that too.
demographics of the people,
There's a
Right.
yeah,
demographics
that's a
because-
good point.
But I
actually.
tell you one thing, I can't drive around Berry Farms
That's a very
and
good
live
point.
there with a BMW and think I'm gonna get out and give everybody a pack of weed and not get robbed.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
absolutely.
But guess what? In Washington State, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can go down there with, you know what I'm saying, a Burberry fur
Actually,
on,
not
you know
even
what I'm saying?
Washington
I'm
State.
just
I
saying.
agree. No. He's 100% right.
Yeah.
Washington State, that's true. Colorado's a little bit of different animal. That's why I brought up both of the states. Colorado, they don't see, because I mean, a lot of people don't realize we were the reign and murder capital for a long period of time throughout the 90s. Okay, we held the crown. Like what you see now in Chicago, you're just getting started. Okay. I'm sorry, no offense to everybody who's going through violence in Chicago. Don't take it the wrong way. It's just that we have been through it before, and we're telling you, you're just entering this phase.
Yeah,
Okay,
I agree.
It's just starting. Just give it time. You have to let it die down.
All right, well, I want to get back to our artists that we have here, and we also have someone else that I'd like to introduce. This is Super Dave, and I'm going to let him kind of tell our viewers who he is, and he's going to be our hometown hero for tonight. So
Rekilling
we'll go
the hometown
into
heroes,
the
absolutely.
hometown hero are people that are locally doing things on the scene, whether, doing events, helping people, charitable organizations,
Anything to promote things in
politicians,
the
public
community.
servants, whatever that's, doing something positive in the community. So I always like to have a voice of positivity in that aspect, just to kind of reflect that not everything that's going on in, our sphere of influence is always a negative
Right.
thing. We do have people that are doing stuff. So
I'm trying to do good.
exactly.
Absolutely.
So Super Dave, why don't you tell everybody who you are and
I love that
what you
name.
represent?
Thank you.
Love it.
I don't know if I'm a hero. But I'm Super Dave. I've been around the city for a while. Put out a couple of CDs, and right now I'm just managing. I'm managing Young Boss, one of the most electrifying artists I've ever seen. Real proud of what he's done, been able to accomplish in the short time that we've been working together. Other than that, just trying to uplift and move the city forward any way I can. I'm promoting a couple of different things. Some of the artists that I work with are doing, like I was talking to you all about, the DMV Soul Carolers, which is a caroling group that's going around doing Christmas carols at hospitals and, different events to just try to uplift the mood of the city. Everything is like, for a long time.
Christmas
like
is
you were
depressing.
saying,
Yeah.
Yes.
Christmas is
Yeah,
depressing.
yes.
So,
The high
so,
suicide
uplifting
rates.
the mood.
Exactly.
Yeah,
During
it's
this time of
depressing.
year.
Holidays are depressing.
Yeah,
So
just-
any lights you can shed on that is good. So you guys go around and you carol like just regular like song like Silent Night type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do it. I mean, they add a little soul twist.
Right,
to it,
right.
But yeah, that's basically what they do. And right now they have a few events coming up, which I'll go into more later. But yeah, that's
And how is this generally received? I mean, you go and carol because I mean, like I've never seen a caroler, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Ne-
Me
never
neither,
personally.
actually.
I've never
I haven't
seen
seen
a
one
carol.
either.
Right,
They
so
not
I mean,
like walking
are
the
you
streets,
looked at
though.
like
They don't
like
get-
the whole
Do
witness
they show
everybody
up?
seeing
Yeah,
and
do
cut
they
the
show
lights
up at
off?
people's doorsteps?
We can't do that anymore.
Right, I was gonna say, do I have to cut off the lights when you come in and hide behind the
yeah.
couch or what?
Nah, nothing like. I mean, they do more like I say, hospitals, corporate events,
Right.
things like that. And,
Right.
And it's a very entertaining, performance that they
Right.
put on. So it's received really well.
Okay,
Received really
okay. It sounds very uplifting.
well. Yeah.
And Super Dave, about your management company, can you tell us a little about the company and the name of the company?
yes.
How long y'all been together? A little bio.
Yeah, Super Incredible Music is the name of the company. And it just came out of me seeing a lot that was going on in the city in the time
Right.
where people weren't getting represented right. And, myself being an artist at the time was seeing that just things weren't going, in a positive way for the city. So I decided to...
For artists in the
instead of
city,
just
right?
Talking about, instead
Right.
of just talking about it, why not do it
Change
myself?
it.
So
I love
decided to
that.
make
Instead of
moves
complaining,
and,
do something.
Yeah, and happened to come in touch with Young Boss and a couple of other artists that are,
So when did you guys
popular
meet?
Artists. Actually, what was it, 2 years ago?
It's
His,
almost going on 3 in a minute.
Yeah,
3 years?
his
2.5,
grandfather lived
3
next
years.
door to me, and so
Okay.
he moved in and about 3 years ago.
A neighbor.
And just off the humble, met him, and I was doing my thing, and he had heard some stuff because his cousin does some stuff, and I work with him, and we just I heard him spit. It was like, we need to work.
So
And,
how long had you
we
been
got to-
doing music by this point when you had finally met Dave?
Today, make 10 years.
Oh, 2 years?
10 years.
10 years you were doing it before you even met Dave?
Yeah, I mean, before I met him, 8. So,
Okay, so 10 years in total, basically.
10 years
yeah,
in total.
but before him, okay, all right.
I mean, it's been 8 years before I met him because, I had my situations in and out,
Right.
trouble, just not focused on music. But
Okay.
Like I said, when I met him, I became like more focused.
So you weren't basically serious about your craft when you initially when you were doing it. You were doing it, but your heart wasn't all the way into it. What you're telling me?
Yeah, I can say that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Basically.
And so when you met him, was he like a laser? He focused that that all that talent and all that.
I mean,
drive?
I can say that. But it was so much of is he caught me at the right time. It's like everything.
Timing is everything, ain't it in life?
Exactly.
Like
It's
I
everything.
grew. You know what I'm saying? I went through everything I had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Between the streets, the jail, and everything.
So he caught you the right stage, the
Yeah.
right stage in your life where you was receptible to.
It's not that he caught me. Like we caught each other at the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
time.
As
I
fate
would
would
have it,
definitely put it
yeah.
out there. It's
Right.
like, you know, I mean, people ask me like, I mean, I try to mentor as much as I can, but with the relationship that me and this dude have, it's like we mentor each other.
It's a
like,
give and
it was
take.
It was a lot of things that I was lacking, and you know, some stuff that he was lacking too, and we kind of balanced each other. Like we
Mutually
had never
beneficial
made it-
relationship. You
Yeah,
were able to
yeah.
get. Yeah,
The
all right,
level
all
that
right.
we were able to reach together was far beyond what we.
Well, you could do alone.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Well, one
like,
thing I respect, and one thing, Young Boss, like I never had a chance to really express this to him. We had a conversation a few months ago, the last time I seen him actually, and we were talking about, you know, artists and relationships and how they put their or promote their craft on YouTube and things like that. And he made a very, very genuine statement to me about, you know, artists that get genuine organic views versus people that have those socially driven engines where you're just getting, you know, you pay $20 and have 700 tweets or, you know, something like that.
Right,
Can you speak a little bit about that, about why you choose to stick with organic viewers, organic fans, and, you know, just in general in relationship to your music?
I mean, I shouldn't really have to speak on it because everybody should feel the same way I feel. You should have to work for what you did. Like this is not just a hobby. This is my life.
Exactly.
Like people don't understand. Like I quit my job
Right.
a year ago just to do this. Like I didn't know
Full time.
where income was gonna come from. I got a daughter I have to raise. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I do this.
Right.
So I'm not gonna sit there and spend $20 for somebody to promote my music, and I'm not gonna get out there. That $20 that I spend for 10 months is $200.
Right.
So that $200 for 20 months is $400.
Right.
Then my daughter can have Pampers and wipes and all that stuff. And guess what? I'm still not gonna be a musician, an artist, or whatever you want to call it.
And won't
So
be
guess
where
what?
you
I'd
wanna
rather
be.
work hard for what I gotta get or where I don't get. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love that. You make
So
your own
that's
scene.
what I do. You
I
know?
love that mentality.
Because whoever likes your music or hates your music, they sat there and took the time out to look at your music.
Exactly.
So you
Right.
take that positive or that negative and you revolve, because that's how I made my single. I took all the negatives and that's who I became today. I took all the negatives.
I like that.
All
A
right.
lot of people have a problem with constructive criticism. I mean, not just artists in general, but you know, people in general. When you tell someone, I don't like the way you're doing this, I don't like the way
Defense
you're doing
mode.
that, everybody hits defense mode. Yeah, defense mode. Everything, they feel like they're being attacked, so they then in turn attack you or whatever. That is a great outlook
Yeah, it
to
just
have.
take a certain level of maturity to be
Right.
able to turn what people
I'm gonna
say.
say
to you
I ain't
into
never
learn
like it. I'm gonna
process.
tell you that one. I'm gonna tell he know I don't like it till today. But be honest with you, it is what it is.
It
Right.
helps you
You
grow.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, it
Right.
does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hate somebody telling me I hate losing. To be honest with you,
Right.
First, second, third place, I better not ever come in third place, ever. You know what I'm saying? But if I do, or, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Because I'm gonna take that. Okay, whatever they like,
And learning experience.
that's what I'm gonna put in my next
on it, yeah.
song or next video or next whatever I gotta do to make it into that. You know what I'm saying? That first, second, or third.
That's a simple
And-
marketing
and-
savvy that a lot of people don't got, that they don't have.
And while we
Absolutely.
on it, the WoW video is on YouTube right now. Go check it out. Type in Young Boss WoW. We about to reach 1,000 views this
Okay.
weekend. Yeah, so we've been
Over
moving.
this weekend, because I
Yeah.
checked it
Yeah, so-
last night or the night before, and y'all were already at 900
Yeah.
on
I
just
think
that song
it's like
alone,
950 something.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
trending the right way then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're trying to make it move. So yeah, check it
It'd
out.
be at 1,000 for the weekend.
Getting the
you know?
numbers up. you
Well,
know.
can y'all tell the fans where they can find you? Actually, before you tell the fans where they can find you, I tell the fans what you've been up to recently over the past year, because I know you just did the Coast to Coast. You were featured on the Coast to Coast live recently, and just kind of tell the fans what you up to.
Well, I mean, this week as of now, I was just featured on, of course, like you said, Coast to Coast, the DMV Life. This past year, I did shows in Richmond, of course, shows in DC.
Philly. What up?
Yeah, we did Philly. Second place with Who's Up Next. With who was that? Universal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did a lot of shows recently.
So
I've
let
just
me
been-
ask you a quick question. Just off. I just want to know for my own benefit. The audiences from, say, a Philadelphia or New York or anywhere, how much do they differ from the audiences from this area, from the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area?
Or do you think there's a
Oh,
difference?
do you think there's a difference at all?
To be honest, it's not a difference
Okay.
because music critiques itself.
Right. I like that.
So it's like I keep trying to tell myself and tell people, be yourself. So whatever you put out, people gonna like. If you like this genre of music or
Right.
you like this song, somebody's gonna like it, and everybody gonna like it because
Somebody
it's
will share your
different.
taste. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Absolutely.
different.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know, reggae just ain't come about just for no reason.
Right.
Rap ain't just coming back for no reason. Everybody likes music because it's different. So you can put out a song and be different, and somebody's gonna like it, and it's gonna trend. Just like when you
Right.
hit a song on the radio that you hate, guarantee you
Someone
within a
else loves
week.
it.
Not even somebody else like it. Within a week, you're gonna be rapping or singing that song.
Singing it, yeah.
Right. It's true. You're right. You're absolutely
It's just
right.
a trend.
I have that
It's
current
catchy.
dilemma with the Migos, Handsome and Wealthy. For some odd reason, that
You-
song comes
you
on
too?
It'll
every
catch on.
day.
It'll catch
and
on.
I find myself, I got in a situation, I was like, why is it every time I get on the train, and literally, y'all don't laugh at this, but literally every time I get on the train and I put my hand on that pole, Migos, Handsome and Wealthy comes on, and I'm like,
Man,
what
put
is
your
it
hand
with this
on that
song? No.
Healthy and wealthy
No.
on the pole. What type of pole you on? Is it gold? Is it silver?
I was like, is it just me? I was like, or is it my serious
know.
radio?
It might
knows
just
where
be
I'm
you.
at? I'm
I
like,
mean-
you know, I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, this
Maybe
song
Bert.
always
It
comes
might be a
on.
serious pole. I don't know.
But that is a tool. That is a tool of marketing.
Exactly,
They saturate.
exactly,
They
exactly.
saturate a
Yeah, that's
demographic
how they
or
do it.
audience until, even if you hate something, they bang it in your head until you love
And
it.
you have no choice.
Right.
You have no choice.
But, like, as for the audiences, I think it's come around a lot in the city. That's why I think it's more the same now. 'Cause,
Okay.
you know, for a long time, it was a lot of hate going
Yeah.
on. But,
Oh, yeah. That's
but
why
now,
I
you know,
asked.
what we
Oh,
see
yeah.
more, and like, because, you know, I was doing it back in the early 2000s, you know, instead
Right.
it was rough.
So you
know,
say
so-
it basically
Yeah.
evolved.
Yeah,
It's much more receptive to artists
the
now than it was.
camaraderie, the whole scene itself. Like, you know, artists are more, you know, they work with each other more. They work together well. Everybody's not trying to knock each other
Much
down.
more collaborative.
It is some hating going on, but it's not as much. Definitely not as much as it was. So we coming to the, you know, to the levels of the other cities. that-
Now, when you say it's not as much hate going on, are you talking about here locally in DMV or just in general?
Here locally in the DMV.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing, and I will agree with that. One thing that I've noticed just being out, you know, with different artists in the community that are doing things, I noticed just here locally, I'm not sure if this is like this everywhere, but there seems to be a camaraderie in a sense of, you know, getting to a point where people are tired of struggling on their own, especially to get out of the DMV because of the fact that we are few and far between on the music scene.
We are.
You know, so people finally got
underrepresented.
the light bulb going off. Like, you know what? Instead of me over here grinding, trying to do all this work on my own, working for 20 years doing this on my own and not getting anywhere, how about I go out here with people of like mind that are going to come together and let's help do this
Exactly.
together. You know, and so that's one thing that I actually.
So
I
is that
do
a
admire.
natural progression, or was it a thing
Not
out
all
of
of them.
necessity?
Hold on, I see why B got something to say over here. So you go
Being an
ahead. You
artist,
go
you get a
ahead.
good
Yeah, as an
perspective.
artist,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, honestly, I say it's locally. I mean, I talk to a lot of guys, like in North Carolina, in Vegas. I have promoters and everybody reaching out to me, telling me to get out the DMV. People say vice versa. You gotta own your town, own your city in order, you know what I'm saying, to be put on. But honestly, it's like, it's both. It's really, it's real live both because it's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of crap going on here because everybody want to make it,
Exactly.
and that's understandable.
Right.
I don't fault
Show
nobody
business,
for
of
that.
course. Everybody
You know,
wants to succeed.
Like, people know me. I don't care. I get up on stage and I would dance for the next performer
Right.
because I like his song. Or I get up there and I rock with somebody else because guess what? If you made it, I might not be next, but somebody I know might be next.
Right.
You have to keep it revolving.
Exactly.
See, that's where the hatred comes in here.
Right.
Why you look at Atlanta? A lot of them people right there, they didn't make it from Atlanta. They moved there and
Right.
generated from Atlanta. A lot of people from New York made it, yeah, because guess what they did? They backed up each other. We don't back up each other.
See, and that's my thing that I want to say at the end of the day. It's like here, DMV, I mean, how many artists can we count on one hand that have made it out of the DMV?
But is it the infrastructure? This is the hard one I'm trying to get
Most
at
of the
here.
people that have done it, though, had to leave. And
Right.
what does
Honest,
that
is
mean
it-
for the
is
people
it
that
the
are still here,
infrastructure?
though?
Sum this up. To
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest,
that's
this is how I'm gonna say. This is how I feel, and this is how I'm gonna carry my life and how I'm gonna carry my music. I feel as though people are scared. They can take it how they want to take it in this interview. They can take it how they want to take it in their life. When you make it to a certain extent, you don't want to carry the DMV no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody reps the DMV when
drop
you
that
make
But
bomb.
why is that? Why is that?
because you think you got to put on for this certain person, this
For no
white
ad.
person, this
Right.
black person, or somebody that got these millions. Put on for who you been putting on, who got you out there. But guess what?
Exactly.
It's more poor people than rich people.
Absolutely.
It's more middle class than rich people.
Absolutely.
And those are the same ones that's gonna continue to support you. The rich people ain't gotta pay for shit.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Right.
So guess what? I'm gonna keep on supporting my poor and my middle class because that's who's gonna support me. So if you don't want to put on for the DMV, fuck you. That's how I feel. I'm gonna put on for the DMV.
So
And that's say no more.
So YB,
Exactly.
hold on. So I like where you went with that. So YB, do you feel like infrastructure at all? Because I mean, you talked about from like the artists. That's what they do. They get money, they get exposure, and the first thing you do, you drop the DMV moniker. I'm not from there. I'm from wherever I am. I'm not from where
Maryland,
I'm
West
at.
Virginia, Atlanta,
Right.
Florida,
Right.
whoever.
Right.
I mean, that goes for any artist. They feel some certain way.
But if you
That-
go
that's
to
just
New
how I
York,
feel.
if you go to New York, for instance, just for an example, and you're trying to make it in the music industry, there's so many outlets. I mean, there's so many outlets in order for someone to at least attempt to get on, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to come down here, aren't you much more limited, or is that the case?
Bro, I can go to Honolulu. My birth certificate say DC. It doesn't make a difference. It's where you from, not where you went or where you
Right.
going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can go to New York, and guess what? Everybody in New York can love me and put me on. I make millions.
Right,
But this is where I'm from.
right,
This is where I'm birthed.
right.
My people need me.
I agree.
So what do you do music for? If you a selfish nigga and you want to do music for yourself and that's it, I respect that. Say that. But don't get on music and rap beats talking about DMV, DC this, DC that, and then when you get to this certain extent, it's no more DC.
right. So I guess no, I agree.
That's
with
just
you
like
wholeheartedly.
saying I'm a killer, then all of a sudden it's God,
I'm a
Jesus,
pacifist.
and walk.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I'm
Come on.
saved, born again. I guess my thing is, I guess the harder what I'm trying to get, and this goes for you. I want chime in. The harder what I'm trying to get at is, are people basically straying away from the DMV because there's just not a lot of talent that comes out of this area, so it's not no recognition, or is it the lack of honestly structure? There's no real support. There's no real system in place that will propel you to the next level from this area.
They trying to build it up now. It's a lot of cats out there that's doing a lot now. It's a lot of more venues out there coming up. Shout out to Big Lil and Hammer. You know,
Right.
they do their open mics. People like Eddie Kane, people like Bishop Twan. They do they really try to propel artists to that next level because they see that it's a lot of artists here and a lot of talent in the city that's been overlooked for a long time. So I mean, I think it's definitely coming around.
Right.
Well, I got a question, Super Dave. Do you think the backlash against DMV in general is that people outside of the DMV feel like the DMV sound is kind of homogenized, like everyone sounds the same here?
I mean, I can see that. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if that. I
But you
think
can
that
say
has a
that
lot
for
to do
any
with-
city too, because
Yeah.
most of
Right.
people from Atlanta they
Sound
sound
like they
similar.
from Atlanta.
People from
Yeah,
Miami
that's true.
sound similar.
West
people
Coast
from
sound
Cali,
like they-
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
The
But
difference is they stick together.
Yeah,
true.
They
That's
built
the
up
problem.
difference.
I like
So
that.
what
The
is
difference
it with
is-
DMV
Made that
people
sound
that
hot.
we are not sticking together? What is the main root to the problem?
That's what I'm
we
saying.
are
Is
not
the
supporting
culprit
each
is
other?
the
you
industry
mean?
where we are, or is it just like you said, it's just the artists who just have no loyalty?
What
Which
you
is it?
mean? What is it?
It's
Look,
a
you got
little bit-
New York over top. You got Atlanta down bottom. Where's DC at? In the middle.
Right.
So we're crabs. So where you gonna go? If you gonna go down or you gonna go up?
True.
But you're
Right.
not gonna stick together because you want to make it. That's
Right.
how I feel. People might think I'm psychotic or whatever.
No,
how I think
I
about things.
actually- I think
Look,
you're
that's
right on
how.
point.
Little
That's
side-
how.
little bit
that-
psychotic.
But look, that's how I look at it.
I think you're right on point.
We're not gonna stick with each other. People scared to be different, to be opposite. So you gonna rep
Because you're not part of the
DMV.
mainstream.
You gonna rep DMV to make it because DC gonna put on for you in the beginning. So your music gonna get played. They gonna be like, oh yeah, he got his city. He got a city behind him. Guess what? A lot of rappers, a lot of artists, a lot of actors that made it. It's a lot of actors that made it.
Comedians.
Comedians
Comedians.
that don't put on for DC no more.
Right.
But you wouldn't never know.
Right. I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
All right, well, on that note, we're going to take a little brief intermission while we get some of our music from our artists queued here. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back in a minute.
Thank you for joining.
I just wanna be the one. I gotta be the one. You're number one. So many times I could've gave up. I know you're out on the grind, on the rise until the sun comes up. just wanna be the one, your number one. I just wanna be the one, your number one.
Look at y'all bitches. DC's greatest. Look at y'all bitches. Young about that.
Hey, Doc Mike. Hey,
Two
Mike.
outfits every first of the month. EBT car shopping ass bitches. Bitch, you ain't even finished high school, but you got a small mouth for dumb ass bitches. Bitch, get high and turn up ass bitches. Bitch, you ain't even got a job ass bitches. Bitch, fucking everything. You wanna wedding ring? Oh, dusty ass slob ass bitches. Bitch, turn me off, I ain't hard ass bitches. Bitch, I don't want a blow job for you bitches. Bitch, ain't Nicki, so I got a remix. Turn it up and pull cars on you bitches. Bitches, hold up. You spent cash on that fat ass. Hold up. Now your tits look like airbags. You can't offer me shit, but you're good for us hopping on dick. Getting all that makeup and all that bad weed, make your bitches look sick. Okay. Ashy feet ass bitches. Dirty toilet seat ass bitches. Your kitchen ain't neat ass bitches. You want a late night creep ass bitches. Look at y'all bitches. Look at y'all bitches. Bitches. You think you fine, but you ain't a dime. You will never be mine ass bitches. Bitch, tell the truth from a bunch of lying ass bitches. Bitch, fake tits, a lot of whining ass bitches. Bitch, in the club with your girlfriend clothes on. You ain't even got a key to your own home. Yelling screenshot, that's a flip phone. You can't download a ringtone. Check your pussy ass bitches. Right before sex ass bitches. Bitch, talking about who next ass bitches. Bitch, you're heartbroken from your ex ass bitches. I see them girls who be looking for a handout. Spend this money, they leave when it ran out. Now these hoes wanna spaz out. MapQuest bitch, find you a new route. Tricking ass bitches. Bitch, Depo, extra dick for them bitches. Bitches, you talk about blowing on purple haze. Smoking roaches, they ain't even big shades. Now look at y'all bitches. Bitch, super glue on your heels ass bitches. Bitch, you ain't gotta sell the wheels ass bitches. The bus presses was real ass bitches. Rock. Look at y'all bitches. Look at y'all bitches. Bitches. Rap. DC's greatest, young about that. Rap. My nigga Chase told me to get you bitches. You typical ass bitches. My nigga Andy and this bitch. Look at them bitches, Andy. What it do, Dreads? Look at them bitches. Let's rap. Young bout it. Good God, goddamn. Right.
Grown is sexy.
Right.
Grown is sexy.
DC is greatest.
Grown is sexy.
Yeah.
All right. We back,
back.
everybody, with the Entourage Hour here on WLVS Radio. For listeners tuning in, you can make sure to follow us each and every week on www.listenvision.com. That is www.listenvision.com at the Entourage Hour, Fridays, each and every Friday from 9 to 10 p.m. So we're back with Young Boss over here, and we're just going to talk about some of the songs and what he's kind of doing here on the music scene. And Young Boss, would you like to introduce the first song that we're going to be playing tonight?
First song was my single, Wow.
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 I like that. Wow.
And tell us a little bit about Wow. What's Wow?
The inspiration, everything. Let me know about Wow.
Wow is everything.
Okay.
Wow.
Like, I don't care what you think, what you look, what you see, what you smell. It's wow.
It's
Like,
wow.
Oh, we got the
You know
Wow
what I'm
crew
saying?
behind us over here.
Wow.
I'm wowing out right now.
I mean, that's just how it is. But I got inspired because I did a show in Richmond, And like I said, I hate to lose.
Right.
And I felt as though I was one of the best because I love to entertain.
What is it, a competition?
It was
or?
a competition.
Okay.
I love to entertain. So I perform. I entertain.
Well, how many people, just give me, how many people roughly? Off the top
On
of your head?
stage
50?
when he's performing?
No,
Oh.
that were part of the
I was
competition.
gonna say because he rolls deep. I've seen
I
him
can-
perform,
I
and
can
yeah.
believe it, but how many people were involved in the competition? Just to
It's
give our
probably,
viewers a
what,
little
good 12 to 15.
Okay, all right.
So you
So
know,
at least a dozen people you were going up against there. And what was your inspiration for Wildhead?
it was just like I seen how the crowd reacted to other music.
And you
So it
adapted.
was like, yeah, basically I adapted to it. I was like,
Okay.
okay, so this is what people like to see. This is what people like to hear. You know, so it was like, okay, so let me mix this into what I can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you basically you entertain. Wow, that's
Yeah,
a
he already
that's,
had
that's, that's a
because-
wild
Exactly. Wow.
concept.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
went
an
home.
amazing
I went home.
concept.
To be honest, this is how it all came down with no beat, no nothing. I went
Okay.
home and I was like, wow. You know, I was like, damn. You know what? I'm gonna start a song off like, wow.
Right.
You know, but I was like, damn. They was like, damn, you be turned up, and I was like, okay. So I'm gonna be like, I'm turned up. Wow. I was like, you know what? Wow. I'm turned up. So what's going? Damn, she turned out. What else I'm gonna do? I like to drink. I like to smoke, and I was just going with
Right.
it. And then as it came along, it was like I found the beat. And I was like, damn, this beat go exactly with it, and everything just fell in place.
Organically, all just flowed.
Organic, it's just
from-
natural, off the earth. It was just like,
Right.
this is how I feel. This is what I want to do. It's just
Right. So that
I
was a
wanna
little
see,
bit of marketing savvy right there, though,
yeah,
right? Because
definitely.
you saw what your demographic that you were appealing to, what they wanted.
Right.
You saw what they liked, and you decided, let me go ahead and reformat what I'm putting out in order to feed them, which will in turn feed me.
Supply and demand.
Exactly.
Right, supply and demand.
Man, it
Most
wor-
basic
it
principles in the
worked out.
economy.
Like
Absolutely.
this, it worked out. To be honest with you, this is probably like the best single I done put out.
And this
ever.
was you did this first at this competition.
I didn't do it at the competition.
You made it
I
at the
did-
competition.
I made
You
it.
came up with the concept.
No, I
of it.
made it on the way home after
Got
the
you,
competition.
got
you,
After
got
I
you.
seen it, I done know. I was so
Distraught by losing.
I was so pissed
It
off.
can't even look like we killed it too, but he just hard on himself.
Right.
But I will say like the
Right.
it's a certain element of excitement that he conveys, and that's one of the things that made me want to work with him. Like
Right.
you saying perform. As a matter of fact, we did a show at the Den.
Okay.
And it's like he's doing like we had 3 singles at that time. He's doing them, and everybody's rocking except for this one dude is like standing on the wall like mugging. So he peeped it in the first song. I seen him looking at the dude. So you know,
And he's
so
concerned
after the
about that
song
one
done-
person.
So he walks over. This is like when I really saw the flare come out of him.
Right.
He walks over, stands beside the dude rapping his song. The guy couldn't help but like get
Right,
into
get
it
into
and
it,
get
right?
excited, just to have that sense to be able to pick out that one
Entertainment.
person and create
Somebody
a moment.
wasn't having
It's
fun at
huge.
my show.
Exactly.
I targeted him. Now you're having fun.
Exactly, create a moment. That's what I tell all my artists.
That's what I
create
say.
a
It's
moment.
just not being scared. It's being different.
Yeah.
You have to reach
Get
out. You
out.
have to be different. Like I don't care if you there with your dude, his brother, and your father. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run up on you in front of them, and I'm gonna shake. I'm gonna do something to get you to dance.
Right.
Because guess what? They're gonna laugh.
Right.
It's all about entertaining.
Absolutely.
It's all about
Absolutely.
entertainment
I
because
like the
nobody's gonna
music
understand
perspective.
lyrics unless you entertain the lyrics.
We've had a lot of artists on here, but a lot of them have, but not most of them. I would say less than half of them have come from the perspective of I'm just trying to entertain. That hasn't been. I'm sorry, that just hasn't been.
I
the
would
case.
disagree with that. I
Okay.
think we have had a good group of people on here that
Yeah.
actually they are similar in the respect that they're true to their craft because they believe in what they're doing and they're trying to stand apart and set themselves apart from what we would see as this homogenized DMV
I'm
sound.
sorry, I'm the
So-
turn up king, so can't
I know,
nobody
I
do
already
that.
know, I already
See,
know.
I don't
Like I
think
said,
I don't
like I
think you're
said.
necessarily
I
a
entertain.
bad artist if you're not catering for entertainment. Because I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people come into this business to what? To be successful. I mean, you do anything to be successful. You don't do anything to fail. I don't think anybody sets out to fail. I mean, there are a few people who do it, but the majority of us do something to succeed. So in my opinion, I think a lot of people, they go in it not from really an entertainment perspective, but more of this is the music that I like. This is the music that I think that you like. And I'm going to promote my sound and what I think should be out there because, I think the other music doesn't hold account to what I do.
Well, one thing I'll say about Young Boss, YB, seeing him perform is
Okay.
you are definitely going to recognize who he is as an artist. The very first time before I even knew who he was, I think I was at a show at Axum Lounge, and it was either Axum Lounge or Live right here in D.C., And all I know is when he went on to do his hit single "Wow," it was probably it seemed to me at that moment about 20 deep on the stage.
Right.
And the song was so boisterous and just so catchy and just you
Energetic.
couldn't help. Yeah, you couldn't help it. It's like I stopped immediately what I was doing. I was like, damn, the whole floor is shaking in the club. Like
Right.
literally the whole floor was shaking.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was just excited from that point on. Like you don't see many artists that go all in or go hard for their craft like that. You see some jokers that get up on stage. They got a little rinky-dink presence. They ain't even engaging with the crowd or their fans.
Right.
Got their backs turned to the fans, not even engaging with nobody. And here this person is coming out in the middle of the floor, going to the fans personally, coming with his turn-up crew. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
see,
it's something that
we
I think
talked
to look
about
forward
this.
to.
I agree, and we had a conversation about this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. You have these artists like a Beyonce or Usher. You know, those people are really good at performing. And why do they continuously make money? Why are they so successful? They make all this money on tour every year, regardless of what the album sales do. They live off of the tour. They eat off of the tour. Why is that? Because they can pack stadiums full of people. Because people come to see them do whatever it is they do. They come to be entertained.
They take time to create their
Everybody
They put on
can't
the
do
show
that.
and create
Absolutely.
a
Everybody
moment.
doesn't have the ability to go somewhere and entertain.
Or be Michael Jackson.
Right, right.
So, Young Boss, Super Dave, would y'all like to tell the fans what we're looking forward to with 2015, with Say No More Entertainment, what music singles we got coming out, where the fans can check you, your social media sites, web pages, etc. before we go?
Sure.
Yeah. Just trying to take over, trying to do everything, and be everywhere. You're going to see our faces in a lot of places coming up in 2015. We're killing the promotion right now, if I do say so myself.
Okay.
So the single is moving, and YB, as soon as we ready, we out there.
What's the next single coming out, YB?
But right now, of course, everybody know I'm pushing Wow. I have, of course, another single that's on the internet. It's called On Everything. I have a song that have in the mix that I'm just holding tight for 2015. It's called Ooh Wee. It's for the ladies.
Ooh
you know what
Wee.
I'm saying? To dance and shake.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And I have another one to cuss that I'm not gonna miss. You know what I'm saying? Mention.
I
Keep
keep
us guessing.
secrets,
Keep us guessing.
You know.
Is
I'm
anywhere
just-
anyone can go see any of the music that you have ready right now?
Oh yeah. We definitely have. We're on. What are we on? His mixtape is on that Piff. Our team is on that Piff.
Reverb Nation.
Reverb Nation.
SoundCloud.
We're on SoundCloud. We're on everywhere. You can just search Young Boss. It'll come up. Search Wow on YouTube.
Shazam.
Is that Young
Okay,
Boss
yeah,
spelled
yeah.
like it sounds? Or
Yeah,
with a Z
yeah,
or
it's
whatever?
spelled
Okay,
exactly how
okay.
it sounds. We made it very
Right,
easy.
right.
Right.
Keep it simple.
Wow is on everywhere you can buy music online. Wow is on there from Amazon, iTunes, all of that. We're pushing it. That and the single that we put out earlier called Stunt Flex. They're both out there doing pretty well. We got people in what was it, Europe and Russia buying it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Russia.
Wow.
Yeah, he got a following in Russia. So shout out to all the Russians
That's
that's
what's up,
turning
yeah.
up to Young Boss
right.
right now.
That's what's up.
So
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Well, I
so
just
we
want to
move-
thank y'all for coming on the show tonight, and
guest.
we look
Glad you
forward
came
to
out.
hearing everything that you guys got coming out. We've been following along with everything, and I just really appreciate y'all coming through and just doing what you do. So we look forward
Most
to seeing y'all
appreciated.
again.
Thank you. You guys were great guests.
Give y'all a hand.
Appreciate it. Thank you so
guys,
much.
man.
You got to come back.
YB, would you
gotta
like to
come
end
back.
with anything?
Nah, at all. Nah.
Just drop the mic on them, homie. That's
Check
it. Boom.
that
Just
Wow
send it in.
out
Boom.
on YouTube.
Wow's
Check the
on
Wow
YouTube.
video
Check it out.
on
Yeah.
YouTube. Trust me,
Entertaining
you will not
young
be
man right here.
disappointed.
Check
I
him
am.
out.
I am who I am. Is just say
Boss
no more.
Therapy on that Piff.
That pet.
Yeah. That Piff, the mixtape is called Boss Therapy. You can search Young Boss, Boss Therapy on that Piff. He's out there. Check him out. Next time you hear him performing, come and see it. You will not know Young Boss until you see him perform. Nobody performs like this dude. Like I said,
Excellent.
the most electrifying dude I've seen in a long time. So
Excellent.
check it out.
All right. Well,
All
y'all,
right.
thank you for
Thank
coming
you
through.
so much for coming
The
through.
Entourage Hour. And
Entourage Hour. Come
before
back.
we go, we are going to get into our last closing segment here. And let's see here. Do we want to cue the Bach? All right, so we're going to go into our Abrasive Black Man segment with my host here, Damon Austin, and I'll let him go ahead and set up what he's going to be talking about tonight.
All right. Every week I do an Abrasive Black Man segment where I comment on a particular topic that's important to me or something that just generally just makes me angry. And this week I want to talk about false equivalencies. And I know you're like, oh my God, what the hell is he talking about? False equivalence, big word. It's real simple. If someone, give a wild example. If someone robs a bank and then someone robs a grocery store, to give a false equivalent of that person somehow committing the same crime, to me, is ludicrous. And I know you're thinking, like, where the hell is he even coming with this? And I'm not trying to stir any racial tension or anything like
Ferguson.
that, or whatever like that. But take Ferguson, take Trayvon Martin, and it's not about the racial aspect of it. It's about the false equivalency of it. I got into a discussion today online with one of my dear friends from high school, and he was talking about the Ferguson and the Trayvon thing and whatnot. And his perspective was that both of these individuals made terrible mistakes that cost them their lives. Now, I'm not going to comment on the mistakes of Trayvon or this other boy, Michael Brown, but what I will say is it's some bullshit with false equivalence. For instance, the boy Trayvon Martin walking home in the dark, in the rain, from buying a pack of Skittles, everybody's like, oh, he was smoking weed and he was doing that. All that shit, it doesn't even matter. He was walking home in his own neighborhood. You do not get to say that the man who followed him home for roughly 2-3 blocks somehow made the same mistake that Trayvon made by thinking this guy was going to do him harm and jumping out on him, thinking that he made the exact same mistake, and so they're both somehow at fault. To me, that's a false equivalent. It is. The thing with Michael Brown, this boy robs a liquor store, a convenience store, for some Swisher Sweets. Now, after the shooting, the very next day, they released the footage of him robbing this liquor store or this convenience store. This was to demonize him because in their eyes, they already knew. When I say they, I mean the police department that is in Missouri, okay? They already knew that they were going to take flack for this. So what did they do? They sent out that false equivalent. Well, you can't be too mad about it because, look, the dude is robbing a convenience store. He's obviously a thug and an animal. He's a bad guy. He's crazy. Obviously, forget the fact that the cop had no clue of his actions before meeting him. He had no idea this boy did this. So, but we want to go ahead and demonize him because it kind of feeds into that whole stereotype of, well, he was bad anyway, so he was bad.
Justification, basically.
Justification. That's all it comes down to. It's just simple justification. At the end of the day, people, regardless what this boy did, even if the boy had killed the guy in the store, I'm saying he killed the guy in the store. Say he choked the Asian dude out and killed him. Say the cop even knew it. At the end of the day, when you running away and you throw your hands up and you're not armed, it is against the law to shoot someone. It does not meet the merits for lethal force. That is the false equivalency that I'm talking about right here. You can't say that, oh, well, the cop was, he was reaching for his gun and the cop, that's bullshit. I worked in an armed capacity for over a decade. That cop was right-handed, okay? The cop, Darren Wilson, he was right-handed. If you're sitting in the vehicle, that firearm is on your right side. Now, I don't know about you, but it's almost impossible to reach inside someone's car and over there where their seatbelt is. It's almost like taking off someone's seatbelt and thinking you actually coming away with the weapon. What are y'all saying? He was smoking crack? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. The notion that, oh, he was a thug, so he obviously attacked this guy because, he obviously robbed that convenience store owner, so that makes him a thug. Regardless if he was a thug or not. Most thugs, guess what? They run from the cops. They don't go looking for the cops. Yes. And the only time you see a thug actually trying to combat a cop is if they got a gun because they already know the cop is armed. Right. So I'm not going to try to get into a fight that I can't win. And since the boy wasn't armed, what logical reason would we have had to sit up there and try to get the cop's gun? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So that'll do it for tonight, everybody. That was my abrasive black man moment. That's what I'm mad about this week, and I hope you're mad about it too.
We want y'all to stay tuned next week. Like I said, Fridays 9 and 10 p.m. WLVS Radio. That's at www.listenvision.com. www.listenvision.com, or you can check us out on www.listenvisionlive.com, where you can see the live broadcast, because this is radio that is broadcast globally. Thank you all and have a good night.
First Lady, that's right. Thank you very much. Good job, guys. Good job.